part 3 of our advanced rigging lesson. So let's get started here. I'm going to right click the split right here and then join areas. We're just going to use one screen for this one so that we get a bigger screen. We're also going to go to a material preview right here. We will turn off the wireframe for now so that we see less clutter, and we're going to go to the top viewport. Okay, we're going to take a look at the bone. Let's turn off the eye and the hair so we get less clutter. All right, so I'm going to go to edit mode here with our bone selected. Okay, and what we want to do is what we want to make sure that there's a slight bend on the elbow, which is what we did on the previous lesson with on part 1. Okay, but if you forgot to do that and you let this one kind of stay flat like so, when we do the next IK constraint on this one, you will not get the correct bend. It will bend the other way. So you want to make sure that this one right here, okay, is slightly. So select this, and then you'll see the move tool right here, and slightly move that kind of just slightly back if yours is not. Otherwise, you have to give it an inclination. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to select the elbow right here, joint. E to extrude, and then Y-axis to move that back. Okay, so this one, we're going to Alt-P, clear parent. Okay, we're going to move it out. So this is equivalent to the knee controller that we did for the leg, but we're just doing for the elbow. Okay, this one is a controller, so it will be a non-deforming bone. Let's go to the bone property, uncheck deform, give it a name. This one is the elbow dot controller dot L. Enter. We need one for the hand. Okay, so we're going to select the hand bone, Shift D to duplicate. Okay, right click to cancel. All right, let me make sure my screencast gets activated here. For some reason it bugs out when I. Okay, so Shift D, right click to cancel. So you have the hand.L.001, so that is the duplicate. Press N for the sidebar, go to the item tab, and then increase the length right here so that it's bigger, it's easier to grab. It's not the same as the hand bone right there. This is also a controller, non-deforming, so uncheck deform. Give it a name. This is the hand.control.L. Okay, and this should be Alt-P on this one. Let me go here. Alt-P, okay, clear parent. Okay, so both controllers, they don't have any parent. Okay, clear parent. Okay, so now we're ready for the IK. So we're going to do this manually. There's a keyboard shortcut for this where you select the controller first in pose mode, okay? And you select the targeted IK constraint, Shift Control C, and you select your bone constraint, but we're not going to do that yet. We're going to do it manually so that you can see it and it gets drilled into memory, okay? So kind of like the shin bone, we're going to select the forearm right here, okay? We're not selecting the controller for the IK. It's always the bone before it. Okay, forearm.L. Let's go to our bone constraint. Let's add inverse kinematics. And just like the leg bone, we're going to select the target armature. The bone that will be driving it would be the hand controller. So I'm going to type in HAN right there. So, you don't need to scroll. There it is, hand control.L. Okay. Pole target will be the elbow right here. So we're going to do the armature. We're going to select the bone, which is the elbow. Okay. All right. So now it went all whacked up like that. So we're going to do 2 chains. Okay. For the chain length. Okay. And then we're going to do for this one, it's not negative. It's positive 90. Yours might be negative 90. Okay, mine is positive 90 right here because it all kind of changes the way you would move that elbow. Okay, but you got to put 90 in there. That corrected it. And let's take a look. All right, so just kind of do a test. I'm going to select the hand right here and then just kind of All right, there it is. Okay, so I'm gonna right click to cancel that. Go to the top right here. We have to do one more thing for the hand controller. So we're gonna select this hand bone. Okay, this hand bone right here, not the controller. We're gonna add a bone constraint to the hand bone. We're gonna do copy rotation. So we just wanna copy whatever the controller is doing. So target is the armature, and then the bone that we want to copy the rotation is the hand controller. Leave everything as XYZ and world space. So that means when we select the bone here, rotate it, okay, the hand controller, that bone which controls all the finger bones, right, they're connected to, that's happening. So let's go here, let's take a look. All right, and then the elbow controller controls that. All right, so I'm gonna click Alt, press A, Alt G, Alt R. That resets the bone. Okay, and that should do it for the arm rig. So we're gonna go back to the top right here. Now let's do the fingers. Okay, so we're gonna add drivers to this in other parts of the lesson, and we're gonna have custom shapes and drivers to control them. So for now, let's set up the rig when we curl. All right, so this particular animation, we just want to be able to curl all the fingers and the thumb automatically, and then it's not a rig where you can play guitar or play the piano. Okay, you can at some degree, but that's a different rig where we put weight to the tip of the finger. So this is just for, you know, like our video game character type of animation. Okay, so let's get started. So what's happening here is when we rotate the bone here, let me turn on my rotation gizmo, and then we go to local. Okay, so we're rotating them along the z-axis. So normally this is what you have to do when you don't have any drivers or any sort of rig. You got to do it like that, and then you got a keyframe. Nothing wrong with that. It's just that's a lot of counter animation. So I'm going to click undo. So what we want to do is when we rotate this, we want this to follow. This is the same thing we did with the Fallout Vault Boy. Okay, so we want to add the constraint to this one so it follows that. So we are controlling this one, and then we want these two bones to automatically curl based on the rotation of the 0-1 bone. Okay, so we're gonna go here, we're gonna do copy rotation. Okay, the target will be the armature, of course. The bone that we're trying to copy the rotation is the previous bone. Okay, so if I click this and then put type in PO pointer 01.L, that guy right there, we just want the z-axis. Okay, and we want target and owner to be local space. All right, let's give it a try. So if I rotate this, all right, you can see that that bone, the pointer 02.L, is already rotating also. All right, so we'll do the same thing here. Okay, we want to copy the rotation of point 02. Okay, so we're going to add copy rotation, armature, which bone, the one above it, so that would be pointer 02, z axis only, world space. So if yours is messing up, you probably forgot to change both target and owner to world space. So let's take a look. All right, so there it is. So we get that kind of like automatic kind of finger curl. Okay, so let's do the same thing here. Let's do the keyboard shortcut. All right, so we want to add the bone constraint copy rotation to this. Okay, so and then we are targeting that. So this is the keyboard shortcut. So I'm going to select this bone first. Okay, what we want to copy, and then shift click the bone where we want to add the constraint. So it's going to be shift control C, copy rotation. Okay, so as you can see right there, Shift Control C brings up the menu, and look, we got to skip typing target, armature and then bone. Okay, so now we just got to do make sure here this one just Z only, local space, local space. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing for this one. We can also copy the constraint, but let's just kind of do the practice. So again, when you want to apply the constraint to this, you do not select this first. You select the target. So basically here, you're selecting the bone that it's going to be copying first. Okay. So for this one, okay, to apply the bone constraint, we select the middle O2 first, then shift click middle O3. Okay. Then shift control C, copy rotation. Okay. Z axis only, local space, local space. If that's still a little bit confusing to you, that's fine. I'm going to do this one manually here. Okay. So we select pinky O2. We're going to add a copy rotation. The armor, so you can see how the beauty of the keyboard shortcut, because you skip this part right here. Armature, the bone that we want to copy the rotation is the pinky O1. Okay, pinky O1. Z axis only, local space, local space. And we do the exact same thing for this. Okay, so for this one, let's do the shortcut. Okay, select what you want to copy, rotation, shift click the one you want to apply the bone constraint, shift control C, copy rotation. Okay, and then you can actually shift control CR, then you don't need to click copy rotation. Z axis only, we want local space, local space. All right, so now when we select all these bones right here and we rotate it, you get the finger curl right there. Okay, you can also do it here for the thumb. Okay, let's do that. So shift click this one, we want to copy this. Okay, shift control CR. Okay, and then XY, we only want Z, local space, local space. You want to might be a little bit conservative with the thumb, because it's sometimes you don't want to necessarily rotate that and then curl it. You want to do a thumbs up, and then you want to kind of, but for now we're just kind of curling. So let's do that. So I'm going to select this one here, shift click this one. Okay, shift control C and then R. Okay, there it is. We're copying thumb 2. So Z axis, local space, local space. All right, and then that's all done until we get to do our drivers. Okay, so I'm going to save this now. This is part 3. Okay, so rigging class part 3. So this one is the hand rig, and then arm rig. So always save your files in increment, so that if you ever need to go back to the previous one, you can easily go to that. You don't want to keep overwriting the same file, okay, because Blender files are tiny. All right, so we are done with this, and I'm just going to don't follow this one, okay. I'm just going to quickly connect the two so you could see the hand curl and whatnot, okay, but you don't have to do any of this. All right, so we select the body, select that. Well, shouldn't be explaining this because we don't plan to do any of this. I just want to show you what we did to the mesh. Okay, let me select the bone, which won't let me. Here you go. Post mode. Okay, let's do the hand right here. So I'm going to the front. All right, so there's the deformation. Not bad. The elbow, we gotta bring it. Okay, kind of center that right there. So you always be animating that one. And then on the side, this is important that you get front and side. Okay, go to the front right here. Let me grab the hand. Let me turn off the let's do sticks here right here, so it's easier. Get rid of the name and the axis for now. Okay, let's do a rotation on the hand controller. Okay, and then let's do the we're in local. I'm just going to select all the bones, shift click the we don't have a driver yet, so we got to do it manually. All right, so there's that. Okay, we probably don't want to include that right there, so I'm going to click undo. Okay, and you can do this one kind of manually. There we go. You don't want to include them with the curl on that one. It's too much. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, it's just this one. All right, so that's the other thing I'm talking about, is that you might not want to put the rig on the thumb, because you want to control it, like you want to stick do a thumbs up and whatnot. But if you're just kind of curling it, that will work right there. Okay, and this one, of course, it's all you can't control it because it's all part of the rig where this one is getting controlled. Okay, so now we know it works, and it's it can control the arm and the fingers, and part 3 is done.